This is Decoded, AI for Everyone, the podcast that makes sense of artificial intelligence, not just in your pocket, but in your world. You open a blank document. The cursor blinks. You know roughly what you want to say, but not quite how to start. That pause used to be part of the work. Now there's a faster option, a confident first draft, before you've really thought it through. And that's where today's episode begins. This is Decoded, AI for Everyone. I'm Joel Leslie, and today we're talking about the first draft problem. Let's start with something familiar. A blank email, a report, a presentation, a plan. For most of our working lives, the hardest part wasn't finishing, it was starting. That uncomfortable moment where you tested ideas in your head, wrote something clumsy, crossed it out, rewrote it again. That messiness wasn't inefficiency, it was thinking. Now, that moment often disappears. Instead of starting with a rough idea, we start with a prompt. And within seconds, we have something that sounds finished, clear, confident, well-structured. Relief arrives immediately. And that's the first thing to notice. AI doesn't just help us write, it removes discomfort. A first draft was never meant to be good. It was meant to be yours. It helped you work out what you actually thought, notice gaps in your understanding, discover what you didn't yet know. The first draft wasn't a product. It was a process. When AI becomes the first draft, that process changes. Thinking shifts from generating ideas to reacting to them. And that has consequences, even if the final output looks better. Let's talk about originality. When AI gives you the first version, your role often becomes editor rather than author. You tweak, you adjust, you approve. Nothing is technically wrong with that, but over time, something subtle happens. You stop asking, "What do I want to say?" and start asking, "Does this sound right?" Originality shifts from imagination to taste. And taste matters, but it usually develops after you've struggled with ideas yourself. When AI goes first every time, originality doesn't disappear. It just becomes thinner, more familiar, more averaged, more good enough. Now, let's talk about effort. AI removes friction brilliantly, and that's why it's so attractive. But friction used to serve a purpose. It forced you to sit with uncertainty, slow down, wrestle with ideas. Some of that effort wasn't wasted time. It was where understanding formed. When every task becomes smooth, fast, and assisted, we risk mistaking ease for insight. The ethical question here isn't, is efficiency good or bad? It's, what kinds of effort are worth keeping, even when we don't have to? This is the part we talk about the least: confidence. Borrowing before earning. AI outputs sound confident, polished, authoritative, certain. That confidence can be incredibly helpful, especially when you're unsure. But it can also shortcut something important. We start borrowing confidence before we've earned understanding. This matters most when you're new to a topic you're outside your expertise, or someone else will rely on what you produce. The risk isn't that AI is wrong, it's that you don't yet know how to tell. Confidence arrives first, judgment comes later, if at all. This is where the ethical layer quietly sits, the ethical undercurrent. Not as rules, not as policies, but as habits. Every time AI goes first, we're practicing something. We're practicing reacting instead of forming, approving instead of questioning, trusting fluency over depth. And that matters, because ethics here isn't about whether AI should exist. It's about what kind of thinkers we are becoming by default. And there is a choice. We can take the easy path, letting AI think first, decide first, frame first. Or we can take the more demanding path, questioning the output, our own thinking, and the assumptions underneath it. No one makes this choice explicitly. It happens through repetition, and repetition becomes character. To be clear, this isn't just about writing emails or reports. AI shows up in lots of other places too. It might be designing a brochure or a slide deck, generating images or short videos, helping explore creative directions, automating routine work so you get time back. And in many of those cases, AI can be genuinely useful. Sometimes an AI-generated idea isn't the final answer. It's a provocation, a different angle, a way of shaking loose patterns you didn't even realize you were stuck in. Used that way, AI can expand thinking rather than replace it. So the question here isn't whether AI should be used at all. It's whether AI going first is a good idea in this moment for this task with these stakes. Because there's a difference between using AI to spark thinking and using AI to avoid thinking. The ethical issue isn't use, it's default. So what can you do? Not rules, just a few practical anchors. First, try drafting something before you prompt. Notes, fragments, half ideas count. Second, use AI as a second voice, not the first. Ask it to challenge, refine, or improve what you've already started. Finally, choose friction on purpose for important thinking, especially when the stakes are high. These aren't productivity tips, they're intentional choices. The blank page was uncomfortable for a reason. It asks something of us. AI doesn't remove that responsibility, it just makes it easier to skip. The question isn't whether AI can help you start, it's whether you still make space to think before it speaks. In the next episode, we move from individual habit to social pressure, when using AI stops being optional and starts feeling expected. For tools, resources, and practical AI guides, visit promptengineeringcookbook.com. This is Decoded, AI for everyone. I'm Joel Leslie. Stay aware, stay intentional, stay human. Thanks for listening.